Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Ganananva Ganapatikum Havamahe. Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashvanvanmukibhis Sita Sadhanam. Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Dehadi Panchakoshastha Yasatta Pratibhasate Sasatatmana Sandeha Iti Vedanta Dindima. See, Vedanta is Adhyatma Shastra, or also called Adhyatma Vidya. It talks about the world, not to validate the world, not to present the world as something real sitting there, etc. And that's not in that sense. It talks about the world only to negate the world. You see, I don't hesitate to use the word negation, because that is how the Shastra talks about it. In Sanskrit we call it Jagan Nirakaranam. Jagat Nirakaranam. That is how we call it. That is how Shankara talks about it. So, we talk of five elements, Panchabhuta, not to say that the Jagat is real. We talk of Panchabhuta to say that Namarupa is unreal. The variety that you are talking about, so many things are there in the world, that kind of Namarupa is not real. It is all five elements only. That is the purpose of bringing in five elements. It is not to put the five elements in the place of variety of things. It is to replace the variety of things with five elements. And those five elements are eventually replaced by Brahman. So, ultimately to resolve everything in one reality, that is the purpose of the entire discussion. So, Vedanta is not going to validate the world for you. That is one thing, Adhyatma Vidya. And in the process we may say a few nice things about the world as a part of guiding the student. But ultimately the world has to be rejected. And then you take this statement with an open mind. Or what do you mean by rejection of world? Like that, don't block it. So just keep an open mind. We will work out. Things get worked out as we progress. Then comes Ishvara. You see, the Vedantic Ishvara is different than normal Ishvara. Vedantic Ishvara is ultimately presented as one's own true self. That is how the Vedantic Ishvara is presented. Tattvamasi, the Vakya Tattvamasi is the essence of Vedanta. There, it is not about Ishvara. Tattvamasi is not about Ishvara. Tattvamasi is about yourself. Asi is there, you know. You see, Tat, Tvam, both are in the same case ending. We call it Samanadhikarana, same case ending. Therefore, here, what is Uddeshya and what is Vidheya? Vidheya means you take a particular item and say something about it. That is Vidheya. And that something is Uddeshya. Let me say like this. You take something and you point out something, and now you are going to say something about that thing. And so that thing is Uddeshya. And what you say about it is Vidheya, right? You got it right. So in Tattvamasi, what is Uddeshya? Uddeshya means where am I focusing to say where is it that I am trying to say something about what? That is the Uddeshya. And what is Uddeshya? Is it Tat Uddeshya or is it Tvam Uddeshya? So the Vakya is trying to say something about Tat, or is he trying to say something about Tvam? Okay, you got the point? That is the Uddeshya. Now that is settled by looking at the verb asi. Asi it is. Asi means Madhyama Purusha Ekavachanam. Therefore it is not trying to say something about tat. If it is trying to say something about tat, the Vakya should appear as asti, not asi. Okay, Prathama Purusha. It is trying to say something about Tvam. So the Vakya Tattvamasi is not about Tat, it is saying. It is about Tvam, it is saying. Tvam is the Uddeshya. Tvam Asi. You are. Oh, I am. Yes. What? Tat. You got the point? Therefore, it is trying to say something about Tvam. And what is that something? Tat. That's why it is Adhyatma Vidya. Okay, you are there, you look at yourself, you are the self, yes, I am the self. And that Ishvara whom you are worshipping is none other than yourself. Not the ego itself, not the body identified self. Therefore, even Ishvara is presented as one's own innermost reality. That is how Ishvara is presented. This is the Vedantic Ishvara. That's why Atma. Atma cha Brahma. But in the process, we present an Ishvara as though Ishvara is outside, as though Ishvara is the other, and you are supposed to be devoted to that Ishvara. All that is a process, part of the process. Therefore, it is the Atma which is the ultimate Deshya in Vedanta. That's why Vedanta is called Adhyatma Vidya. It is not Jagat Vidya. It is not Ishvara Vidya also. Ultimately, Vedanta is Adhyatma Vidya. And of all these three Vidyas, Jagat Vidya, Vidya is knowledge. And Ishvara Vidya and Atma Vidya, of all the three, I am Atma Vidya. This is what Sri Krishna says, Adhyatma Vidya, Vidyanam. So, Shankara presents it very much like that. Therefore, Atma, the reality, this I have said already, just I am giving a recap of what transpired yesterday. So, I am that Atma, Sa that Atma. Atma is the reality. Ultimate reality is the Atma. That Atma includes Ishvara. That Atma includes Jagat. That is what Atma is. Atma is not some nephew or a niece or any such thing. It is the Brahman. And so that is the Atma. And that happens to be your true self. You should not keep this Atma at a distance. You should not put some barrier, a psychological barrier or cognitive barrier between you and the Atma. You are the Atma. And so that is how it is presented, that Atma. And that Atma is the being. Sa Satta Atma. Being. This being, you see, when you say the flower is, when you say the flower is, you see, in that there are two things. When you say the flower is, there are two things. The flower is here. The flower is, there are two things in it. One, the name and form, which is the flower. Second, the isness, the being, or isness. Generally, in the worldly context, people, they do not pay attention to that isness. Right? Only in a Vedanta class, you are asked to pay attention to the isness. In the world, he doesn't ask you, so these things are sold for a very high price. 12 of them is $9.99. So when I go for what I see, 12 of these blessed things, he charges $9.99. So I wonder why people spend so much money on these things. In fact, they should be left alone where they are. That means to the plant. Human beings all the time contradict themselves. First, they take it away from the plant. Earlier people, they used to pluck at the very end, leave the plant intact, and they offer it to God. That is what they used to do. And later development, modernity. In modernity, they pluck it at the end and offer it to themselves, put in the pocket, etc. And then the modernity further grows, and so they damage the plant also. This stem is not much though, it is small, but sometimes the stem could be this big, and so the plant is damaged. It's a small plant. You are cutting almost 1/5 of the plant away from it. It is like one hand is taken away from a guy. It is not the right thing to do. And so he will bring 9 of them, and by damaging quite a few plants. And so that is 12 of them for $9.99. Anyway, very interesting. In that, it is the entire focus is on its shape, on its color, as if the shape, the color is and the name given to it. The shape and color go along with a name, Namarupa. You cannot separate them. And therefore, the entire focus is on the Namarupa. But the easiness is indeed overlooked. Whereas now, there is the easiness. We bring in easiness. You see, when we were learning English, this I told earlier, maybe I told here also, we were learning English in India. People learn English in their own way. In high school, we were learning English. We were learning the mother tongue, Telugu. And of course, we were learning Sanskrit also. By the time we started saying ABCD, we were kids, all right. But kids with some recognition, he knows Sanskrit, that kind of a kid. And Telugu, he knows Telugu also. The Telugu Pandits used to give some respect to us in the high school, because we used to study Sanskrit quite well by then. So having got some strength in mother tongue and in Sanskrit, then we come to English. It used to be like that. Now it is not anymore. So anyway, there we were learning English. So you have to say, Pushpam Asti. In Sanskrit, what we say, Pushpam Asti. That you have to say in English. We are learning English, the flower, Pushpam Asti. The teacher asked me, come on, tell, Pushpam Asti. Say in English. I said, the flower is. He said, no, that is not the sentence construction in English. Then what? You have to say there. Then I said, Pushpam Tatra Asti, is it so? No, it is not Tatra Asti. No Tatra business. In Sanskrit it is Tatra. In English there is no Tatra. Just to say Pushpam Asti, you have to begin the sentence with there. I remember vividly, even now. This I have learned some 50 years back. Very vividly I remember. You have to say there. Oh, is it so? Yes. Tatra is not implied, not implied. Tatra is not implied. Suppose you have to say, flower is on the table. Then also you have to say there. There is the flower on the table. So that there is what we call in Sanskrit avivakshitam. It is used, but the intent is not there on the meaning of the word there. There. Then I said, there flower. There flower, Pushpamasti. Then he said, no, without the verb is, no sentence is complete. It is something, a revelation. Is, without is, no sentence is complete. Which is a big thing, I tell you. It only it only recognizes the isness as the foundation of all objects. The object may be anything. It may be clock, it may be flower, it may be any blessed thing. Living or non-living. There is the dog. There is the man. There is the woman. There has no meaning, particular meaning to it. You ignore the meaning of the there. It is not implied at all, though it is used. And the isness is common to every object. It can be an object like flower, a living object like a dog, or it can be an idea also. An idea, a mental object. It doesn't have a physical counterpart in the world. Like there is the caste, there is the race, there is the religion, These are all physical counterparts you don't find anywhere. Religion is only in the mind of a person as an idea. Only thing is it's a collective idea, therefore it acquires some reality which it doesn't have. So this easiness is the most important thing. The entire universe is pervaded by the easiness. The sun, there is the sun, there is the moon. What is common between sun and moon? Only easiness is common. The presence, a particular presence. First there is the presence. You recognize the presence and then make it particular. This is the human mind. Why to make it particular? So that you can divide it from the rest. That is how the mind operates. So there is sun. You wake up and the sun is rising. So forget about sun. It is a presence, a marvelous presence. But you want to distinguish or divide that presence from other presences, because you want to look at the presence as multiple. Therefore, this particular presence, so you have to make it particular. Otherwise, this is presence, that is presence, this is presence, you are presence, I am presence, everything is presence, and so you can as well say it is all one presence. And the name of that presence is the Shri Krishna. That is what Shri Krishna says in Gita, Param bhavamajanantaha mama bhutamaheshwaram manushim tanumash avajananti mam mudhaha manushim tanumashritam. So people think Shri Krishna means a particular physical form. They don't understand that Shri Krishna means the presence, all-pervasive presence. So that is what Shri Krishna means. And it is the presence which is supreme, param bhavam. What is the supremeness of the presence? The presence that transcends the divisions imposed upon it by the mind. The mind divides the presence into tokada, 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 piece, piece, piece. This is sun, a piece of presence. However glorious the piece may be, still it's a piece of presence, different from another presence. Like earth, another presence. Everything is presence. Now what is it that divides the earth presence called earth from the presence called sun? What is it that divides with the two? Space. Now, is space presence or not? It is presence too. Then how can the blessed space, which is presence itself, can divide the presence called earth from the presence called sun? It is not dividing, it is uniting them in one huge presence. So this is what is called satta. This presence is yourself. And now it is time to experience the presence. You experience it. Don't worry about the usage of the word. You feel it. If you don't like the word experience, you use the word you feel it. Don't think about it. For God's sake, it is not about thinking about presence. Thinking about presence means you make the presence other, an object of thought, an object of analysis. Thought means what? Thought knows only one thing, analyzing. Analyzing means what? You cut it into pieces. That is what analyzing means. Thought cannot integrate, thought can only analyze. Therefore, don't become a victim of thought. Whereas feeling can unite, feeling can integrate. So, you try to, you are an academician if you are thinking about presence. There is a conference in which a gentleman presented an article. The name of the article is The Consciousness of Presence. That is the article. And the conference happened in Calcutta. And it was done by Ramakrishna Mission. It was a nice conference. And the conference is about human consciousness. That is the conference. And this gentleman, he presented a paper on consciousness of presence. He presented all his ideas and thoughts about presence in a good paper. So don't do that job. That job can be done. That context is different. That is not the meditative context. That is the intellectual gymnastics it is, which has its own relevance. I am not saying it is not relevant altogether, but a point should come when you should come out of the realm of thought into realm of feeling. Thought is all brain, feeling is all heart. So nothing need go up, something has to come down. From the head to heart, people should travel from head to heart. That is the transformation that is required. People are all the time trying to move from down to the up. All the time they have to want to come to here. No, you can. So that is not probably required. So what is certainly required is come from here to here. So instead of creating a structure using thought about presence, you bring that presence into your feeling. Learn to feel the presence. You learn to feel the presence. So in fact, even when you are looking at it, there are two aspects in it. One is the Namarupa and the second is the presence. And now you think about the Namarupa. That is what thought is. Thought, it is the thought which says this is a rose. That is what thought is. Thought is the cognitive mechanism, what we call pramana. It is the means by which all cognition happens. And so thought cognizes and thought makes it a red rose. Red is the color, rose is the shape, particular shape, and ROSE is the name given to that shape. So this is all the thought process. And in doing so, when the thought operates, the rose remains the other, and you remain the other. You are the knower, and that is the known. Thought is the knowledge. Thought is the means of knowing. That is the pramana. It is the knowledge. So that is the cognitive process. So in the cognitive process, there is going to be only division, nothing else. So is there something which can take you out of the division of cognition into the unity of presence? Yes, there is. How? You see, before coming to the Panchakosha thing, you can do it with the flower itself. Now, you look at the flower without the intervention of thought. You allow the thought, then it becomes cognition, and therefore it is already division. You are the other, the flower is the other. Flower is Namarupa. Now presence is nowhere in the scene. Namarupa dominate. And along with Namarupa, you may wonder what is wrong with Namarupa. I will say everything is wrong with Namarupa. Number one, it is not real. What can be said more about it? It is not real. The second, it generates like and dislike. Now you may say, what is wrong with like and dislike? Everything is wrong again. The life is divided into opposites. And so, like and dislike, they get transformed into attachment and aversion. Basic likes and dislikes may be all right, but they become attachment and aversion. And so now you are in the grip of raga and dvesha, exactly what you should not do. Therefore, thought can take you on an entirely wrong course. Therefore, let the thought remain in its place. Now you look at it. Eyesight is operational, but you do not allow the thought to intervene. Can we do it? Do it. Try to do it. Initially, the mind gets baffled, and yet good. When the mind is baffled, it stops. And when it stops, the truth comes out. Mind cannot give you the truth. Aprapya manasa saha kya baat hai? Mind cannot give you the truth. Mind can give you what is already sitting inside it. Mind moves from the known to the known. That is how the movement of mind happens. Mind moves from the known to the known. Truth is the unknown and unknowable. And if mind captures the truth, then the truth is no more unknown. It becomes the known and therefore limited and therefore unreal. Therefore it is not the truth anymore. Therefore mind cannot move from known to unknown. Mind can only, by the time mind moves from known to something, that something becomes known and therefore not the real. Anyway, therefore, suspend the operation of cognitive function, suspend the operation of thought itself and look at it. And when you look at it that way, you have to practice it. When you go to beach and look at the rising sun or the setting sun with wonder you have to look at it. Not with a camera ready to click. That is not the way to look at things. If you are looking at things with a camera ready to click, that means you are converting the present into the past so that you can enjoy it in the future. This is some sentence I picked up somewhere. So, I like it. This is what a camera guy does. He converts the present into the past so that he can enjoy it in the future. See, I was going somewhere and I saw a big billboard. And there it is written, you be conscious of the past so that your future can be built on firm foundation. Something of that kind. That is what the sentence says. Big billboard. And some society it is. In that entire sentence, present is not there. So there is no present. It is you have to be proud of your past so that your future can be built. So build your future on the foundations of the past. It sounds very wonderful, but it is not wonderful. It totally ignores the present. In India, we live in the past. We don't live in the present. In the present, there is a squalor. There is nothing to be proud of. The society is very heterogeneous and a self-conflicting society. What is there to be proud of? Therefore, we go back to the past. 5,000 years we go back. We have a good, long past to rely upon. So, anyway, therefore, don't allow, coming back to the point, don't allow the mind to function. Don't allow the mind to intervene. Look at it without the mind. Look at it without the operation of the thought. Then you will not cognize a rose. That is not what you will do. You know what you will do? You will feel the presence. Are you with me? It is not the cognizing of rose. It is the feeling of the presence. Because minus thought, there is no rose. Then the presence springs into focus very powerfully. When you are looking at the rising sun or the setting sun on the beach with wonder, there, what is that wonder? It is not the wonder of the Namarupa. It is the wonder of a marvelous presence. The beach is a presence. The ocean is a presence. The sun is presence. The space, boundless, is presence. And interestingly, you are that presence. You are an integral part of that presence. You are not Mr. So-and-so there, isolated from everything else. You are that presence. Similarly here, when I learn to look at the thing without the mind, without the thought, then I feel, or I experience, if you may say so, the presence. And interestingly, when you see rose with the mind, it is the other. But when you feel the presence with the heart, if I may say so, then you are not other. You are a part of the presence. And that thing is not the other. It is somehow the same presence which you happen to be yourself. That is the Satta. And when you look at it as the presence, which is not different from you, which is somehow connected with your own presence, then there is love. Then only there is love. Then what about, I like rose, I love it? That is not love. That is attachment to name and form. And it won't help you. It won't serve you well. And that love is Ishvara. And that love is Atma. This is how Atma has to be appreciated. But then here Shankara, he applies this principle of universal Atma. Atma, which is the universal presence. You begin where you begin the journey from where you are. You cannot begin the journey elsewhere. Therefore, you begin with the body. Because the Atma is wrongly identified with the body. Therefore, you begin there. Now, you convert the body from Namarupa, the mind created Namarupa, from that, like in the case of rose we have done, the same thing you do with the body. When you think about the body, it makes you insecure and unhappy. You think about the body. You see, one young lady came to me in India. She was a bit on the blackish side. And in India they want to be fair and lovely. They don't want to, that a little less fair is considered. It is a social thing, it is. People in the society don't look at it like that. Every person for himself has a kind of some block, mental block. That girl, she came to me. In some discussion she told, I am unhappy because I am not fair and lovely. Less fair. We don't say black. We say less fair or dark, a bit dark. And then you see, so this is how the body is now an object of thought. And therefore it is beautiful or not beautiful. It is fair, not so fair. As long as it is an object of thought, it gives rise to all kinds of emotional situations which are not useful at all. Whereas, so I advise that young girl, come on, you sit, and then sit in a kind of a meditative posture, and then you feel your body. You just feel your body. Now, when you feel your body, what is it that you feel? So, you feel the presence. Not to think about the body. If you think about the body, suppose I sit and think about the body, then I become unhappy and insecure, because body is slowly, it is declining. Therefore, what is there to be happy about it? And therefore, if I think about the body, I become right away insecure and unhappy. Therefore, I remember insurance. And therefore, an entire society is concerned about insurance, and permanently concerned. As long as people live, they are concerned about insurance, and therefore just waiting to become sick as if. So I have my insurance ready, and so I am ready to become sick. And it's only a matter of time. Earlier or later, I will become sick, and so insurance is ready. So like that. It is not the way to live a life, I suppose. There will be insurance, there will be hospitals, etc. But probably that is not the way to live. So the idea is, you stop thinking about the body. As long as you think about the body, it is a name and form with all the issues connected with the names and forms. It is male, it is female, it is old, it is young, it is healthy, it is sick. All kinds of things will be there. But if you, instead of thinking about the body, if you can feel the body, now it is not the name and form, it is the presence. The presence mistaken as the name and form of a body. Deha, you see, it is deha, body. Now, as long as you take the body as a name and a form, a name with a form, or a form with a name, both cannot be separated. So you see, the name, you have to understand correctly, the name could be a name, so the regular name given by parents, Mr. Johnson, that is the name given to the body. So people identify with the name. In India we see, for example, a particular family name, people are proud of it. It is a family name given to the body, and the people are proud of it. How can you be proud of a family name? What could be the logic behind it? It is in the jail they give numbers, and in the high school and classroom also they give numbers. He doesn't call names, he gives numbers on the very first day. Remember your number. And so you cannot be proud of a given number. It is just given for a shape. So there is nothing to be proud of it. This is the attachment. So, you see, there is one gentleman, this Gita Bhashyam is there. For that, Bellankonda Ramaraya Kavi's commentary is there, Bhashyarka Prakashaha, which is a marvelous commentary. We all love that commentary. We study it and we teach it and all that. There is a gentleman, he says, my family name is same as that of Bellankonda Ramaraya Kavi, Bellankonda. Then I asked him, you must be a Sanskrit scholar. He said, no, I don't know Sanskrit. So then what is the fun of saying my family name is same as Bellankonda? So like that, some silly identification. So this is how the body, it becomes a kosha. With the word kosha I am explaining. So it becomes a limiting adjunct. It limits you in every possible way. You are the limitless presence. But you see, when you say rose, the presence is limited. And now it is not the presence which is connected. It is the presence which is disconnected by the time you call it rose. And it doesn't stop there. When the presence is disconnected wrongly by the thought, then the presence is altogether lost sight of. You are stuck with the name and form. You altogether lose sight of the presence. What a misfortune. So, this is what is called Sadvidya, what I am teaching there. It is the teaching of Sat, presence. Presence is the topic of discussion. So, therefore, body taken as a name and a form. And then suppose you say, I am the father. The father is a name given to the body. Father is, not only Johnson is a name given to the body, father is a name given to the body. Body is the father. And I am husband. Husband of what? Another body. Body is the husband of body. It is the body all the way. And all these are epithets or names. Epithet is same as name. In Sanskrit, all attributes are names only. We look at it like that. Vishnu Sahasranama, 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. What are they? 1,000 names means like Mr. Johnson, Mr. Are they names like that? Like he is all pervasive. Is it an attribute or a name? It is an attribute which is none other than name. That is how we take it. In Sanskrit, all the names and attributes are one and the same. They are all used in first case, like Ramaha, Shvetaha, white, the white. Ramaha, Mr. Rama. Both are in the same. Both Sanskrit people know that much. Therefore, there is no difference between attribute and name. So, father is a name given. Johnson is a name given. So, Indian is a name given. American is a name given. So, like that, you give so many names to the body. Old is a name given. Middle-aged, name given. So, you give so many names to the body and then identify with that body. In the process, you lose sight of your true nature as the presence, unlimited, and get bound to a set of imagined names and forms. Imagine, there is no reality in any of that. Suppose a person dies, the body is being cremated. So what is being cremated? Father is cremated, husband is cremated, son is cremated, a retired guy is cremated. All of them are cremated or what? Some bunch of Panchabhutas is being cremated. And what are all these things? They are all names and forms that have collapsed along with this form. All imagined by the human mind. Thought created names and forms. Therefore, just rise above the entire gamut of names and forms associated with the body identification, then body is no more a bondage. Body is a bondage. Kosha is bondage. As long as you take it as so many names and forms. On the other hand, you learn to feel the presence in the form of body. Begin with the body, but convert it into a presence. Then it becomes meditation. You see, I look at the body and say, I am a sannyasi, I am father, I am brother, I am old, I am retired. This is how the mind is operating. So, between you, the self, and the body, the mind is operating. I am the father. Means between you, the I am, and the body, the mind has intervened and has given a name and form to the body. Now the name is Father. And it changes all the time. So, you just do this. Between I am, which is the self, and the body, between these two, suppose there is no mind, then what happens? It is like between you and the flower, there is no mind. Then what happens? Aprapya manasa saha. You have to rise above the mind. Otherwise what happens? What is mind? Mind is a receptacle of many ideas. And all those ideas are put there in that receptacle by people around. In fact, you can, strictly speaking, you can call the mind a waste basket. Waste basket is also a receptacle only. Therefore, it is a waste basket where all kinds of waste is dumped by all people around. So, this person, his mind is now slowly growing. He is now 5-year-old or 7-year-old. The mind is started sprouting and it started receiving things, and therefore they put all ideas into that mind. You are a so-and-so caste. This is your name. You are son of so-and-so. You are born on so-and-so date. This is what they do in America. They put into the kids' mind that you were born. They put it. Even at the age of 1, they try to do that. And the child doesn't get anything at the age of 1, it will be sleeping. And these people will be performing a big birthday function. And at 3rd, by the time the child comes to 3 or 4, then they have successfully put this junk thing called birthday into the child's mind. And now the poor child is just stuck with that notion for the rest of the life, and it has to perform every year one birthday and remain in the perpetual fear of death. So this is how the mind is prepared by elders. That's why I don't hesitate to describe the mind as the waste basket of the family members and the society. The society has so much junk to put into this mind. And the family has so much junk ready-made to put into this mind. And this poor guy, he comes to Vedanta. He thinks that he has to put some more ideas into the mind in the name of Vedanta. Vedanta is not a process of learning. Vedanta is a process of unlearning. You unlearn from a non-teacher. You first become a non-student and unlearn from a non-teacher. That is what Vedanta is. Anyway, so but you want to be a student and learn from a teacher. That's why you end up dumping so many more ideas into that receptacle. The ideas sound very nice though. They may lead you, some of these ideas may lead you to the truth also eventually, God willing. I am not against every idea, but this is how the whole operation is going on. Therefore, between the I am and the body, can you suspend the operation of mind? You can. Not a big deal, very simple meditation. Then, take the eyesight and watch the eyesight by closing the eyes. By keeping the eyes open, you cannot watch the eyesight. By keeping the eyes open, you can only watch various objects that are ahead of you. Close the eyes and watch the eyesight. Don't pay any attention to the sounds which are around. Watch the faculty of hearing. Then watch the faculty of touch, the sense of touch. That is how you feel the body anyway. That is already included. And find out what is the taste of the mouth. And find out what is the smell of the nose. Your nose, simple nose. So indriyas. Then look at mind. Look at mind. And then look at the intellect. Mind is the thought of the moment. That is what mind is. Intellect is the source from which all these thoughts are springing up. That is the source. Vasana rashihi. All vasanas or samskaras are stored. That storehouse is called intellect. And then come to the sense I am. Every one of these 5, they become bondage if you take them in terms of names and forms. Then watch the breath also. Breath is the expression of life and the expression of life. Prana, the vital force. Vital force is in every particle of the body. In every cell of the body it is there. Every cell is a live cell. There is life in it. And but you cannot appreciate the life of a cell or an organ as easily as you can do so with the breath. Therefore, you examine breath also and look at every one of them to begin with as Namarupa, but eventually as the presence. In doing so, you transport yourself from a state of body-mind identified persona to pure presence. And then there remains a small obstacle at that point. The small obstacle is, is this Atma? Mind says, this presence, is this Atma? Is this Atma which is Brahman? Is this the infinite? Is this the God? Because mind has some kind of a fanciful idea about God. Yesterday evening I was talking about the Indian God-man. Indian God-man is a very peculiar animal. So, comes with a huge agenda and all that. So, what happens is by the time the Indian God-man does his job, the student or the devotee is now stuck with a fanciful idea about God. The same thing operates with every other God-man also. Only thing is, in India, religion is the mainstream. Whereas elsewhere, it is not such a mainstream. In India, religion is the mainstream, even today. Religion, not spirituality. That is the misfortune. So, anyway, therefore, people have all kinds of fanciful ideas about Ishvara. And then the paribhasha, the type of conception that people have about Ishvara. Ishvara means something superior, which it is. I am not saying it is not superior, but it is so superior that you cannot come anywhere near that. It is so far removed from you. Sometimes I wonder whether religion takes us near to Ishvara or takes Ishvara away from us. Suppose you say Ishvara is in Vaikuntha, but that's all, permanently Ishvara taken away from us. Now that Ishvara, you will never get a hold of that Ishvara. One has to die before reaching that Ishvara. And so death intervenes. The devotee and Ishvara, in between, death intervenes. That is how you make it. So you have to overcome death, you have to pass through the portal of death to reach Ishvara means now that you are not going to reach that Ishvara. So this is how the paribhasha of Ishvara, it comes in the way. The mind presents many stumbling blocks. You have to overcome those stumbling blocks. You have to win against yourself. And then that presence which you feel, that presence is Ishvara. It is the Atma. Then again mind says, that's it? Yes, that's it. That's all? Yes, that's all. No, I can't believe. Then you have to overcome your own disbelief. You have to overcome your own mind. You are the Atma now and here. Then why I do not feel it so? Because you are your own enemy, you are your own obstacle. So you feel love, you are feeling the divinity. You feel a sense of isolation, me and mine. You have successfully, you have blocked the divinity very effectively. It is that simple. Every time you feel love without a center, attachment has a center, which is the ego, whereas love has no center. So the love has no egoity. So every time you feel love, you are already feeling the divinity. You are already in communion with the divinity. You are the divinity. But the mind doesn't want to take it that way, because mind has a certain conceptual idea about God. That is the only obstacle. So Shankara says, the satta which shines all by itself, if only you allow it to shine, in the form of body, mind, etc., these five koshas, that satta alone is the Atma, which is the Brahman. You may do a small meditation. So once again, sit straight. Keeping the back erect is a very useful practice. Generally, if you keep the back erect like this for a certain length of time every day, you remain free from many diseases like low back pain, spondylitis, this and that, all kinds of things. You may not even think of MRI for the back and surgery for the back, God forbid. Just learn to sit straight. With the eyes lightly closed, with a smile on the lips. Already you are in meditation, because the flow of thoughts has ceased and there is no flow of thoughts anymore now. I am, simply I am. That is meditation. Once again, you should abandon all fanciful ideas about meditation. Some flashes of light appearing, this and that. I am. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Visualize a tree, a tall tree. Visualize it as a grand presence, which it is. A marvelous presence, which the tree is. The tree has its roots fixed in the ground, but it reaches the heavens with the branches. The tree is indeed a link between earth and heaven. A grand presence that links earth and heaven. Vriksha iva stabdho divi tishtati. And I am that tree. I am like that tree. Or I am that tree. The presence. I am itself is the presence. The body is rooted to the ground. But the head reaches the heavens. I am, in meditation, the link between earth and heaven. I am the link between earth and heaven. This is called a dharana, a visualization. Which neutralizes the ideas of smallness and pettiness, etc. Man's grasp is small, but reach is not small. Stop grasping and try to reach. You are not small. You are universal. Don't grasp anything. Give up everything. Don't grasp anything. And see that you reach the universe. All. I am. And I feel the body. And I can see that between myself, the I am, and the body, there is no mind, no thought. Between the body and I am, you verify when there is no thought. Are you comfortable or uncomfortable? Neither. Are you small or big? Neither. Are you male or female? Between the body and the I am, there is no thought. Are you male or female? Neither. Are you young or old? Neither. This is the body, and here I am. Are you healthy or sick? Neither. I feel the body as presence. Keeping aside all names and forms, just I feel the body as presence. Be aware of the seat. Once again, I feel the seat as presence. Don't give any name to it, just feel it as presence. Feel the floor. Even the earth on which the body is located. As presence. I am. I am itself is presence. Feel the space all around you. As presence. You feel the ocean of presence all around you. And merge yourself in that presence. feel the presence. Be the presence. Just be. Do not try to grasp the being with the mind. Drop the mental effort and just be. Relax. Sit at ease, keeping the eyes closed for a while, and just be. Slowly open the eyes. So this way, you have to transform your consciousness. That is what you are. You are the consciousness. That is what the waking state is. Waking state is the operation of consciousness. I am conscious of flower, I am conscious of the clock, I am conscious of time, I am conscious of people, conscious of joy, pleasure, and conscious of pain. That is what the waking state is. That is the consciousness. Waking consciousness. And what is waking consciousness? What is it? Waking consciousness is nothing but the content of consciousness. Are you okay with it? So this is my home, this is my wife, this is my husband, my children, my salary, my career, my this, my that. The content of it. My God or my gods, my worship, my punya, my papa, my emotions, my knowledge, my career, my family name, my this, my that. That content of consciousness. That content of consciousness is the consciousness. There is no other consciousness. Therefore, waking consciousness is none other than the content of consciousness. Now, you have to bring a transformation in that consciousness. It is not about acquiring some more information. That is not what we are aiming at. If you aim at that, you have aimed at nothing worthwhile. What all we learn, we lose. But if you bring in a transformation in the consciousness itself, you won't lose it. So, you have to transform the consciousness. That is the very fundamental transformation. You see, suppose you perform a ritual. the content of consciousness remains the same. The consciousness remains the same. You continue with the same attachment, aversion, same raga, dvesha, same content. More or less the same. A ritual performed mechanically will not bring a transformation in the consciousness. It won't bring any transformation. But suppose you pick up a ritual called Nitya Karma and give up this grasping. Through this ritual, I want to get that. That is the grasp. So don't grasp anything. So you are not a bhokta anymore. Give up the result. The concern for the result, give up. Don't ask the question, how can one do work without result? Don't ask such a silly question. A mother takes care of her child not for a result. You are sitting here and attending the class not for a result, I suppose. You are contemplating and you are exploring your own self not for a result. This result is a problem. So don't make the result an obstacle in your path of spirituality. So give it up. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Karma phalam chektva. Karma phala sangam chektva. 100 times Bhagavan says in Gita. 100 times. So don't be a bhokta. Don't try to grasp anything. When you grasp something, you are small. When you stop grasping, you reach the infinite. This hand is reaching the infinite. It is already reaching the infinite. So, when you perform a Nitya Karma, means without grasping, without seeking a result, you just perform it for the joy of performing it, and then you allow the Nitya Karma to happen. You don't do it. It just happens. Even the sense of doership is not there. Then that Nitya Karma can bring a transformation in the consciousness. That is called Karma Yoga. Ultimately, even the karma should bring a transformation in the consciousness. That is the real transformation. The consciousness is transformed. So, now the meditation that we have done, you practice it well. It doesn't require much effort also. You have to be earnest about it. When you are earnest about it, and when you stop contradicting yourself, namely on one side, you rise above names and forms, and immediately you negate all that, you neutralize all that by getting devoted to names and forms one more time. Like I love this rose, like that you start. You make so much effort to rise above the name and form of rose and then getting rid of attachment. And next moment, I love the rose. If you start like that, you contradict yourself. Therefore, you don't make any move further. The consciousness remains just the same. Only thing is now some more information has joined the consciousness, nothing more. So without making that mistake, so you do not contradict yourself at every step. You, whatever little ground you have gained, you don't abandon it by worldliness. You hold on to that ground and you move forward. Then your consciousness, its content of names and forms will be diluted, and now the consciousness is populated by, or it is suffused by the presence. You see a tree, you are conscious of the presence. Instead of being conscious of the name and form, you are conscious of the presence. When you go to a park, they put the name on the tree. Because They are conscious of the name and form, and we are also conscious of the name and form. But suppose you don't care for the name, let it there be name. Some botanist will look after that name. You are conscious of the presence. And therefore, as the consciousness gets suffused with presence instead of names and forms, slowly names and forms will be there. You may not be particularly conscious of them. They will be there, mostly ignored, not given much value. Then you are constantly conscious of that presence. Means you are in the presence of Ishvara, which is yourself. So that is the verse. You may say that Dehadi Pancha Koshastha
Dehadi Pancha Koshastha
Satta Pratibhasate Sa Sattatmana Sandehaha Iti Vedanta Dindima Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vishishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.